Hey everyone, I'm Mari Ray, and today we're going to be converting another one of my Sims 2 families to The Sims 3. I had a lot of fun doing that last time, figuring out how to best recreate the Sims in The Sims 3, and then also rebuilding their house with the more fleshed out building capabilities of The Sims 3. It was a lot of fun, so we're doing it again because I'm still trying to populate that Sims 3 world. So today, we're going to be converting the O'Brien family, another one of my OG families, technically two of the OG families that moved into my neighborhood. So let me introduce you to the Sims. This here is Nathan O'Brien. He's the father of the family here, and he actually originally moved into the town with his elderly father, Jerry, who I totally didn't accidentally kill by playing around with lifetime rewards without a platinum aspiration, but he has passed away since we first moved in. But Nathan met his wife Haiti over here because she also was living in the apartment building in the first wave of Sims, and these two sort of hit it off, and they have now since been married. This is the eldest daughter here, Halidin, and she actually has a different last name because she was actually Haiti's daughter before she met Nathan, so she's Nathan's stepdaughter, but this is Halidin Hazel, and she's the eldest, and she'll be going off to college soon with that first wave of college Sims that I'll be moving off in this world, similar to the last household. They'll all be going to college together, but she was a toddler when I first moved them in. She was just a young wee thing when I first moved in the families here, but she's been thriving, doing great in school, and preparing to go off to college. And since then they have had two additional daughters here, so they have a lot of daughters in this household. But this is their middle daughter Noelle over here, and their youngest daughter Eden, who just aged into a child. Yeah, she just aged into a child. So these two are thriving, their family's doing great, and I see that Nathan apparently wants to have a child but also fears having a child. So I don't understand you, Nathan. That makes no sense, and I don't get it. I guess you want a kid, but you're also scared of having another kid. I'm not gonna question him. He confuses me. These guys have been doing super well though. Nathan's at the top of the culinary career right now, and Haiti is working her way up the ladder of the education career. She kind of got a slow start to her career being a single mom in the very beginning. It was a little bit hard to make sure she got all her skills together, but she wants to reach the top of the culinary career. She also apparently fears having a child, so Nathan, you're gonna have to convince your wife if that's something you really want to do. But she wants to be the top of the education career. She's working her way up as a high school principal, but she still has a little bit more to go. She's playing with their cute little dog named Fudge over here. But yeah, the household here has been doing stellar, and similar to the Monroe house, I was learning to build. I'm still learning to build in The Sims 2, so a lot of my builds, I feel like they look very samey, kind of like the same sort of style, but I'm practicing here. But they have a decent sized family home here, enough space for all of them. We have the kids' rooms upstairs, their daughter's room over here. Technically, it's the biggest room, I think, in the house, so it probably should be the parents' rooms, but she's going to be going away to college, so I might shift around which rooms go where. This was the grandfather's room before he passed, but this room over here, which has a bathroom, and you have the nursery over here, and then a bedroom over here, and the children's bedroom right here, and another one over here for the kids, and an additional bathroom. And downstairs we got our kitchen and our dining room, as well as the living area. Downstairs we got a little computer in the hallway, and little a side bathroom, as well as a indoor attached garage with the absolutely totally not my fault thing that might have possibly killed Jerry before his time, but that's fine, don't think too hard about it. And then in the backyard we have a dying apple tree that I have been failing to take care of correctly, and just some little knickknacks and fun things for the family to do on the side. So this is the household we're going to be having to rebuild in The Sims 3 here. Last time, I think we did a pretty decent job kind of converting everything over. So let's see how well we can do it this time. I'm hoping we'll be able to kind of get the same vibe again for the family. I might change up some of the ages of some of the Sims so I can have a nice mix in my Sims 3 world of age groups. So we'll have to see, but I'm hoping that we can replicate this family relatively well. Obviously, there's going to be some differences, so let's see what we can do. Let's hop on over into The Sims 3 and see what we can manage. Hopping over into The Sims 3, I jumped straight into Create a Sim to get the family together because I wanted them on the lot before I started building the house. So I started with Haiti this time, and I mean, she wasn't too bad to try to put together. I am using a new mod that is supposed to lighten up Create a Sim so that the lighting looks a little bit different, so it kind of threw me a little bit. I don't know what that was. I'm used to seeing the Create a Sim look a specific way, but I mean, I think it relatively came out okay. I didn't spend too much time making any of the Sims necessarily in this family, maybe 30-40 minutes per Sim, which is a small amount of time for me, by the way. But yeah, I think she turned out not too bad. I don't know. I had a decent enough time translating her over, but for some reason I always struggle getting girls to look the way I want them to. I feel like if I tweak a Sim the most, it's probably the female Sims that I make, and I don't know if that's because I'm a girl. I have no idea. But I mean, she did a decent job. Again, I'm trying to hold back on using as much CC as I used to, so I didn't use as much makeup. But I mean, I think the hardest thing of translating Sims is probably their noses, and I don't still fully like it just yet, but it didn't turn out too bad. And of course, obviously, after picking all the makeup and I had to move on over to doing the hair and stuff, I don't have the same hair that I used for her, so I had to lighten her hair just a little bit because it's very visibly brown, and then find something that looked similar, and she was done. Now Nathan, I think I probably spent a little less time on him than I even did with her. I was starting to get a little tired in Create a Sim at this point in time because, you know, Create a Sim is it's hours long at some particular points in time. If you've never spent at least 2 or 3 hours simply making Sims and then not actually playing your game, then how are you simming? Oh my goodness. But yeah, it took me even less time, I think, to put Nathan together. I don't know, his face is relatively simple, and you know, he kind of has a beard. I feel like beards, for some reason, just help me finish the guy Sims faster, just because I guess it hides their chin, which can sometimes be a point that bothers me on Sims, which even for the girls, it's probably the thing that picks at me the most. And when I put a beard on them, it sort of hides their chin. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to accept their look in the end than it does for a girl Sim who probably doesn't have a beard at the time. So, you know, his wasn't too bad to do, and I was, again, like I said, was a little tired of being in Create a Sim, and then I still had to make the 3 daughters, which I didn't record, by the way, just like last time. Didn't record the kids. I basically did it by using the play with genetics button. So yeah, so I made the kids off camera, but now that he's done, let's jump on over and see what we can do about their house. Okay, so we've got the family created, and I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but I also chose to age down at least little baby Eden here. She had just aged into a child in my Sims 2 world, but I kind of want a mix of age ranges in my Sims 3 world, just like with the Sims 2 world. I want to try to get a variety of ages. So Eden is a toddler in this particular world here, but we still have Haladin here, who's a teenager, and the middle sister, Noelle, our 2 parents over here, and they're going to be living right next door to the Monroes, just like they do in my Sims 2 world. So they're going to need themselves a house. We got this big empty lot, so let me see what I can scrounge up to make it look like their Sims 2 house.
Much later.
All right, okay, so we got something going. Again, I'm limited because I don't have all the same items of The Sims 2, so I'm missing the shutters around the windows, but it doesn't look too bad in comparison to what I built in The Sims 2. I'm trying to replicate all the colors and stuff like that, and I think we've got it pretty good. All right, now let's work on the interior, see what we can do for them in terms of decorations.
Much later.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm done. It's not too bad. The exterior could probably use a little bit more love, which I might do a little bit on the side, but ultimately it's a pretty decent replica of what I built in The Sims 2. I mean, to be completely honest, my building skills in The Sims 2 is not the best. The houses I build there are pretty simple, and I mean, honestly, my build skills in general are not really I'm not the best builder around, so replicating them is not always, you know, too difficult to do, honestly. But yeah, we got the backyard all done here, our fence plot. It feels oddly long and rectangular, but I'm not gonna complain about that too much. This house is also sort of in a similar thing with the rectangle going on here. But they got a nice little grill pit over here and a backyard table. They're what do you call this thing? A telescope, and the garden area over here with a little dog pen. I did not make their dog Fudge, but I will make them either adopt a dog or place a dog for them so that they can have their dog Fudge in this game as well. But I wasn't really into making pets. I've tried here to replicate the interior as best I possibly can using the items that I have available for me in The Sims 3. I also decided to swap the rooms for the teenage daughter and the parents. I will probably do the same in The Sims 2. Again, in The Sims 2, the teenage daughter ended up there because that was technically the room that the grandfather was in. It was like a spare bedroom. Also, when I moved them into the house in The Sims 2, they were kind of broke, so it was like literally just a bed in there when I first did it. But yeah, she moved in there because it was like the granddad's room originally, and her sisters were growing up and they also needed bedrooms. So since I needed to use her bedroom, instead of converting the nursery into another room, I just moved her to the granddad's old room because I didn't know if I was going to make them have any more children. But they've got the nursery over here, right here for the little baby Eden, and then the parents' room over here and the teenage daughter's room up here. And then I don't know, their middle daughter can pick whichever room, but I'll probably have her staying in this one, and maybe she'll move to this one when she's more like preteen age, you know, growing up a little bit. And then downstairs we have a pretty similar layout to what we did. I obviously had to replace a couple items that just don't exist in this one. Treadmill instead of like the exercise bike, and you know, I didn't have all the same couches and the rugs and stuff, so slightly different decor, but I tried to match it as best I possibly could, and I don't think it's bad. We got our kitchen over here. So yeah, I think it's pretty decent. I didn't buy them any cars, but they're running low on cash with like 10,000 left, and that seems like a decent amount of money to leave them with for now. Obviously, I'll have to probably play them a little bit, get them jobs, get them all promoted up and stuff like that. But for now, I think they're in a good place here to join the Sims 3 family here. So that's the O'Brien family taken care of here. Is she about to drop this child on the floor? What are you doing, sweetie? Oh my gosh, this is the perfect pause moment where it looks like she's about to execute the child. My goodness, what a game. Let's just make sure. Okay. Oh, wait, huh? Why is her arm still bending up there? All right. Well, that looks troubling. Troubling indeed. I will figure out what's going on with that. But for now, children being defying gravity aside, I'm gonna leave this here. So we've successfully converted another family. I have to pick which family I want to convert next, because my last OG family, I might want to do a slightly differently in terms of converting them over. But I definitely do want to convert some more families from The Sims 2 over, though I don't know if I'll make them a video or not, because they're slightly smaller families, and their houses aren't very impressive because I haven't really built them a specific house yet. So probably won't really record those if I do it, but maybe we'll come back and see how this world particularly expands. If I ever actually finish building the community lots, which I've been building for like a year and a half or something, we'll figure it out. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this here. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a like, or don't. That's up to you. But I do hope that you'll come back and join me for any more Sims videos that I put here on the channel. Thank you all. Bye-bye.